Okay. So hi everyone. Welcome to the third session on SEO. So in this session we will understand how the SEO measurement is done. So in the last two sessions, what we have covered is in the first session we understood how how search engines work. So when you give a query into a search engine, how does the search engine comes back with the answers? So essentially, we understand that search engines are capable of going through all the websites in the world and pass through all the content of all the websites and come back with relevant results. That's what search engine does. But how exactly does a search engine work? As and when you give the query, how is search engine able to respond back in this fast, very less response time, and that too matching your relevancy? How is the search engine able to do that? We understood that there are four major tasks which the search engine does for achieving this result, and that is crawling. The search engines will be having bots, automated software program, which will crawl through the entire internet, go through each and every website, analyze the content, and send back the major part of the content or relevant part of the content to the search engine servers. Now the second thing is storing. All this content that the crawlers have analyzed will be sent back to the search engine servers and stored. Then we have the indexing. So basically, after storing the copy of all the web pages in the world, it's so huge that it will be very difficult for a search engine to get relevant answers from these web pages. So these web pages have to be indexed, meaning there has to be a place where we have to record based on the keywords where they occur. So they have to say that these keywords occur in these areas. So this we discussed that this is very similar to the index that we see in the books, wherein at the back of the book we have an index page, wherein in the alphabetical order they will list down the different keywords and topics that has been discussed in the book, in which all pages does it repeat. So in similar way, Google or any search engine would do an indexing on the stored web pages. So when we say do an indexing, what it means is that for all the keywords, all the probable keywords that Google thinks that the user will search for, it will list down the keywords and say that in which all websites, in which all web pages these keywords occurred and how many times. So this will be indexed, so that when an actual search is done, based on a query, Google would not need to go through the entire set which has been stored, but just go through the index to understand where exactly these keywords are occurring. Okay, so the first three tasks are crawling, storing, and indexing, and the fourth one, ranking. So these first three tasks will be done before even a user comes and puts in the keyword. Before even a user like you or me goes to Google and types a keyword, before that all these three tasks will be done. So these three tasks, that is crawling, storing, and indexing. These three tasks will be done by a search engine in a scheduled manner, like n number of times a day. It will be done and it will be performed and recorded. The results will be recorded. Now, as and when you give the search query, what happens is that the search query is ran on the index against which the crawled data is stored. Okay, so against that index, the search query is ran and the results are ranked. So basically, based on the relevancy and popularity, the results are ranked. So this is what we saw in the first session, that is on how search engines work. Now in the second session, we went into a bit more detail. We saw in detail, based on the foundation that we have laid on how search engine works, we further went into depth on how exactly we can tune our website so that it comes up in the ranking of search engines. So in that session, in the second session, the major topics that we covered were on-page optimization, which leads to improved relevancy, and off-page optimization, which leads to improved popularity. Because we saw that ranking is based on relevancy and popularity. So if you need to improve your ranking, you need to work on relevancy through on-page optimization, and you need to work on popularity through off-page optimization. Okay, so this is what we have covered till now. Now, based on that, I believe you guys have attempted the assignment on Parent Eye to develop the SEO strategy for ParentEye.in. Parent Eye being a parent-teacher engagement platform with a mobile application to be used by parents to engage with teachers for the betterment of their kids and the performance of their children in school. So their requirement was that they have a website. They already have hundreds of schools registered with them. Now they would want to improve their visibility in the online world, and they want to be seen when the prospective customers, the targeted customers, search in Google using certain queries. So the strategy was to develop the search queries, the intended user queries which will be there, and how to do the optimization based on those queries. So we'll go through that in detail. So in the next session, probably we will have a discussion on the assignment. Like we will evaluate the assignment submission and say what went right and how things can be improved. So in this third session, we need to see, based on the current understanding, how we will be measuring the result. Okay. Now, before we go into the measurement of result, I would like to take a small session on duplicate content. This concept of duplicate content is very crucial for your SEO journey, because duplicate content is very relevant, is very common among websites these days. So I'll switch on one another video which is specialized in duplicate content. That is another session that I've taken on duplicate content. So let me play this video. You guys listen to it, and if you have any doubts, please let me know. We can discuss that. And if there is any clarity issue, let me know on the sound, because this is a recorded video which I am playing. Okay, fine. Yeah, so any idea on the duplicate content, what it is? So basically, when you're having a website, there is a big probability that the same content will appear in multiple locations. So there are different instances for that. There are different ways it can occur. So one common and simple way to understand is that you might be having, you might be having a regular page and a printer-friendly page. That is one example. So when you go to a website, you might be having certain things like a blog, maybe for example. A blog will be written and you'll be able to view the blog. Now, after viewing the blog, there will be an additional feature of having a printer-friendly page. Whatever you view, if you want to print that, there will be another printer-friendly page. When you click on that print icon, the printer-friendly page would come. Now, that printer-friendly page also would be having the same content as the regular page. Now, what is going to happen if you recollect the SEO stuff, what you would SEO, like the search engine, how the search engine works and how we are supposed to optimize. What you will remember is that we have got certain link equity. That is, each page has got a link equity on from which all other websites this particular page is linked. And it will also depend on the keywords that you are using in the page. So basically, each page in your website would have accumulated certain link equity or differentiate between these two pages. So it's like you'll be having page A, say from instance, the current example that we are seeing, a blog page where you have a content. So I can just take an example of here again on Rackroad. So let's see, Rackroad.com, there will be some blogs over here. Blog here. So you have a blog page here. Now in the blog page, there's an image. Obviously, this image will be having a alt text, and then they have written all these details about smoking. Now, why has Practo written this blog? Practo did this blogging because they wanted to improve the content. So in the domain of health and wellness. Now, once they have all these blogs, what will happen is that their search engine optimization ranking with respect to medical and health would improve. So that is the reason that they actually have written the blog. They have not written the blog on travel or they have not written blog on technical aspects. They are writing blogs only about healthcare. Now, when you have such a blog, and what happens is that you can see. So, for example, if you have a printer-friendly page, right now I don't see a printer-friendly page here, but if you have a printer-friendly page, what will happen is that all this text that you're seeing over here will be replicated or duplicated in that page. So, right now this page URL is https://practo.com smoking the burning issue. That is a page URL. Now, there will be another URL for the printer-friendly page, which will be very similar to this URL. So, what essentially happens is that you will be having two pages with almost similar URLs, with a slight difference in the URL and the same content. Now, think in the perspective of Google or any search engine. How do they, evaluate these pages? To which page will they understand is the original and which page will they understand is the duplicate? How do we differentiate this question? Now, why do you want to differentiate that? Because you don't want to, divide the popularity or credibility of these pages. You want this main page to own the popularity. You want Google to understand that this is the main page, and whatever popularity and credibility and link equity that Google gives should be given to this page and not to the printer-friendly page. If you don't do that, what would happen is that the link equity, popularity, and credibility would be distributed to both these pages. Now, when it gets distributed to both these pages will go down in ranking. Instead, if you tell Google that one of these pages is the original page and the second one is a duplicate, what would happen is that all these ranking benefits will be given to only that page, and that page will come on top of the ranks. Is that concept clear, or do I need to repeat that? So, just reiterating, the concept that we're talking now is duplicate content. Now, what happens in duplicate content in any website is that you will be having the same content in multiple pages. So, when you have the same content in multiple pages, the same purpose in multiple pages, essentially Google or any search engine gets confused on which page should Google do the ranking, on which page should all the benefits go. If you don't tell this to Google, what would happen is that the benefits or the ranking would be distributed to these two pages according to what Google assumes correct. We cannot control that. So it is better to tell Google that one of these pages is the original one and the other pages are all duplicates of the original page. So if you don't convey this message, what would essentially happen is that your link equity will get diluted. Okay. Yeah, just think of it. Yeah, so to understand it more broader way, we would have to recollect what we had learned in the previous sessions. So in the previous sessions, it was all about how search engines work and based on that, how we can do the optimization. So one important thing that we came across was the content. We said that the content is very important and having good content makes sure that your off-page optimization works well. So what is off-page optimization? It's nothing but the links that you get, link references that you get from external reputed websites. So now let's elaborate this example by saying that again, one popular hospital chain that we know is Apollo Hospitals. It's very popular in India, Apollo Hospitals. And say the Apollo Hospitals website refers to this particular link of Practo, where they are talking about the smoking issue, okay, the health issues regarding smoking. If Apollo Hospitals has got a link on this blog, what would happen is that people who are clicking on that link and coming to the website, all this would add up to the link equity of this particular page that you see. Now, one problem that we are facing here is that this same content. Now, what is the key over here? The key over here is that the content is the important part. Apollo Hospital has put this link because of the content that you're seeing over here regarding the issues on the health issues on smoking. So that is the blog over here. Now, the problem that we're discussing is that suppose if this same content is repeated in a different URL, what would happen? The scenario that we saw is that maybe this page will be having a printer-friendly version. If you have a printer-friendly version, it would be another URL. It will be a similar URL, which is like health.practo.com smoking burning issue and hyphen printer version, something like that. But it will be the same content. Now the challenge is how does Google understand that? How does Google understand that one page is original and other page is printer friendly, or other page is made for a different version of web browser? These are the instances. So the importance or the reason that we need to tell this to Google is because we need to make sure that all the link equity and benefits accumulate to only one page. Okay, if you don't do this, the problem is that link equity will be distributed across two pages. Okay. Yeah. So is that part clear on the need for tackling duplicate content? So guys, is that part clear or why we need to tackle duplicate content? Okay, great. So in this we understood what is duplicate content and why we need to deal with that. Now we need to understand how we do it, how we exactly tell Google that this page is a duplicate and another one is an original one. Now for that, one main mechanism that we have, there are three mechanisms that are generally used by SEOs. The three mechanisms are one is 301 redirect, second one is canonicalization, and third one is meta tag. So this meta tag is the one which is the most popular one like SEOs. These three would depend on the reason why we have duplicate content. So first we can I think talk about the 301 redirect. That is actually more simpler than the other ones. Just hold on. So 301 redirect is nothing but in the URL you indicate that the current link that the user is following, or when you click on a particular link, this has to be redirected. You are telling the browser to redirect to a different page or a different URL. I can just show a simple example. I'm giving google.com. See, did you guys notice what happened just now? I just repeat it once more. So what I have typed over here is www.google.com. Okay. Now when I click on here, what happened? It actually redirected me to a different site, google.co.me. So how did this happen? This happened because when I typed in google.com, it hit the Google web server, and over there in the web page of google.com, a redirect command was given. This is called 301. There are different types of redirect command. The one that we have to use is 301 redirect. When you do 30, okay, let's talk about redirect first. When you do a redirect, the browser automatically changes to the new URL. Okay, so it's nothing but you type one URL or you click on a link and that link goes to URL 1. And when it hits that URL 1 in the web server, in the URL 1 web page, we need to code a redirect. How you can code the redirect is something technical and that you can understand. That will be some tags that you need to use in your link. If you use those tags and give some attributes, it will do the redirection. Okay. What we need to understand here is the concept behind that. What exactly is the redirection? So it is nothing but when you go behind URL 1, when you hit the browser for URL 1, instead of displaying the page in URL 1, it redirects to URL 2 and displays the page at URL 2. That is what is happening here. So I give google.com here, but it gets redirected to google.co.in. This redirection Google had set based on geography. Since I am connected from India, when I give google.com, it goes to google.co.in. Now this redirection is done only for geography. Similarly, we need to set redirection when you have duplicate content. So what will happen is that Google will understand, or search engine will understand that the original URL, the first URL that you typed, that leads to the second one, and all the ranking benefits or the link equity is passed on to URL 2. Got it? That is 301 redirect. There are other redirects. If you do that, the link equity won't be passed. So in this way, you will have to segregate your websites. In this way, you have to make sure that your website is well optimized. Let's take the example of our assignment so that we can understand this in a bit more depth. So our assignment was on paradise.in. So with this example, you guys will be able to more relate to it. So this is the website. Now, to just bear with me for a few minutes, just to understand what paradise is about, so that we can try and see where duplicate content would come here. Okay. Now this is about parent-teacher engagement. So when we talk about parent-teacher engagement, one of the things comes to our mind is doing homework, analyzing the progress of the student, analyzing the issues if the student is facing. All the stuff is what we get. Now they have put the features over here, and in the features they have put homework assignments, transport information, school diary operations. They have put all these things. Now these are the features of this product. Let's not go into the detail of this business, but let's just understand what their product is and what they are selling for. And based on that, we need to understand how people would come to their website. Okay. So now the point here is that they are selling a product which is into uh, uh, which is into homework management, which is into transportation of your kids, like transportation tracking. Your kids are being picked up by the school bus and you don't know when the school bus reaches the school, all of those stuff is transportation tracking. And you want to understand the homework progress, all of those stuff. Now, a person who would search for this, they don't know about Valentine. They're searching in Google for something. What would they be searching for? We need to analyze the keywords. So we are putting a keyword saying online school homework. School homework. It's showing planner, stuff like that. So let's just do planner. Now this does not give me Valentine. Now one of the suggestions that we thought about for Valentine was that this particular features page is not available in a different place, different URL. What happens is that you click on features, it comes down to the same page. Okay, it's not a separate URL. It's just the same page, a different location is the same page. You can see the URL here. It is hash features and this is a separate section in the same page. They don't have a separate page for that. Now the reason they have done this is because they want to provide a better user experience to the human users. But by doing so, they sacrificed on SEO. So my suggestion to Bandai was that the first thing was that have multiple URLs and multiple pages. So have a separate page for features, and inside the separate page for features, have a separate page for homeworks and assignments, school calendar. So these should be separate pages. So there should be pages like bandai.in /features/homework assignments. And it should actually give me this page, but that won't work now. That is not done by them. So essentially what will happen is that we want to have a balance between user experience and search engine optimization. So what they have agreed is that they will have duplicate content. That is where the catch is. Now you're going to have a duplicate content. Now in Valentine.in, you're talking about this particular content. This same content would come again in the page that we are going to build, that is this one, homeworks and assignments. So that's how duplicate content comes in. Okay? Now what we are going to do is that when you put this section, for this section we will say that 301 page redirect. And then point out to this new page over here where we will talk about homeworks and assignments in detail. Now what would happen is, whatever link equity that this homeworks and assignment page is getting, and whatever link equity that this main page is getting, will be collated. It will be combined. We will make sure that it is not getting distributed. Okay? Is that not clear or any confusion? How we do the page redirect, that is a technical work, and that is something that your HTML designers or the web developers will understand. The web developers might not be understanding the difference between 301 redirect and 302 redirect. Okay, that's your job. Your job is to tell them that we need a redirection and we will use 301 redirect. How it can be implemented? The developers will be able to do it. Okay, good. So now next thing, another important approach apart from the 301 redirect is using meta tag. Okay, so earlier also we talked about this meta tag. Let me see whether it is popular.
description, right? Where you have meta name description and you give a content. So similar to that, you have another meta tag, robots, meta name robots. And here you have something called content. Okay, so this is a meta tag called robots, and this meta tag is used to convey information to your search engine robot. We understood in the first class that there is something called crawlers, which crawls through all your websites and gives back information to the server, stores it, etc. So when the crawling happens, when these spiders or crawlers go through your website, first thing that they do is a robots.txt, they get the sitemap, and from the sitemap they will go through your individual site. When it goes through your individual site, it will look for this meta name robots. That is, this particular meta tag is a tag used by designers to convey information to robots. Now in this meta tag again you have a content where you can say index is one attribute and another one is follow. So this is a typical meta tag that you give where you say that this page has to be indexed and all the link equity it has to be linked to the next website. So that's what you're saying about index and follow. Now to resolve this duplicate content issue, what we should do is that to the website, to the page which you believe should not be having any link equity, you should put it as no index. So now what happens is that the page which has got this entry, that is meta name robots and content no index, Google or any search engine would understand that this particular page should not be indexed. So in our earlier example, that is in parallel example, the best approach instead of redirect would be this particular section I can put as this particular section that we are appearing over here, I can put it as meta name robots content no index, so that this area is not indexed, and in the new page that I am putting over this one, homework and assignments, I'll be giving content as index. So that essentially what we are doing here is that when we have duplicate pages with the same content duplicated, one of the page I will give, like the original page that I want to rank an index, I will give it as content equals index. And the pages, all those pages that I do not want to index and rank, I will give it as content equals no index. So this is what meta tag robots. So controlling duplicate pages using the meta tag robots. So this is another popular approach that SEOs use to manage duplicate content. Okay. Now the third approach is called canonical. See here, called canonicalization. This is similar to 301 redirect. What happens over here is that in the link itself you will give that it's a canonical or it's a duplicate. Let me just take that down. So when it is canonical, it will be like this. You guys remember the href link that we had seen. This is a simple HTML command. So this is the way your links would be modeled. You can say it. See? So the URL that we are building, say for instance over here, when we go to valentine.in, here. So when I click on features, you see features, it's a link. So when I click on features, the code that gets executed in the backend is something like link href. This is called link href. So when we give a tag called link in HTML, it appears as a link which is clickable. And when you click on that, where does it go to? It goes to the URL which we have given as H1. Okay, the simple HTML tag. Now you click here and now right now it goes to this section. Now in the future when it goes to the new section where is a separate page we are building, you will have duplicate content, right? That's what we are saying. So over there is a new attribute called rel, and if you give canonical over here, this will understand again. Google will understand that this particular link is canonical or a duplicate one. Okay, and it will not give the link equity for the link where it is written as canonical. So the current page and this new link would be treated as same content, and only one of the pages will be given the link equity. Okay, so these are the three ways in which you can manage duplicate content. So the techniques used for managing duplicate content is much easier, but it has to be used appropriately. So this case study that I have shown you is the right one, wherein for Paradigm, in the perspective of user experience, they wanted to have features or details of their product given in the same page. But in the perspective of search engine optimization, they wanted a separate URL and a separate page. So what essentially happened is that they ended up having the same content in different pages, right? Now when you have the same, because of that issue, they thought that okay, we will sacrifice, because they were not aware of this duplicate content management. Since they were not aware of the duplicate content management, they decided that okay, let's forget about SEO, let's focus on the users, and they only focused on the user experience part and not on the search engine. Now what I advise them is that let's not have a problem with duplicate content. Duplicate contents are fine. We can have duplicate content as long as we find a way to tell the search engine which is the original and which is a duplicate, so that search engines can index the original ones. Okay. So is that fine? So have you guys noticed this duplicate content concept somewhere in any of the websites that you have visited?
Yeah, so that was about a short talk on duplicate content. So I hope you guys got the concept of duplicate content and how to resolve that. It is not something that we should be avoiding. Duplicate content happens as described in that session. It happens as a compromise for a better user experience in certain cases. So the point is not about avoiding duplicate content. Yeah, you can avoid as much as possible. But if it happens, how do you resolve it so that it doesn't cause issue with your search engine optimization? Sorry, it doesn't cause issue with your search engine ranking. Okay. So we need to always have this in our mind whenever we do this exercise, do the exercise of optimization. Basically, what we are doing is the link equity that we are building. So we talked about this in last class, right? For on-page optimization, we have a set of tools and techniques, and for off-page optimization, it's all about building the link equity. So when you're building the link equity, these are some of the things which has to be considered. Like whatever equity that you are building should be, you should be able to leverage that. It should not be lost. Okay. So duplicate content is one thing which might decrease your, or which might, you even out your link equity. Okay. Yeah. So We'll go to the next major stuff, that is on today's session, on the importance of measuring. So how exactly you will do the measuring, and for understanding that measuring part, we need to also understand the uh, keyword research things. So basically, what all things you have to do when you do the keyword research. To extend an introduction of keyword research, we had gone through in the first class itself as part of on-page optimization. So it is just that we need to uh, plan and execute the keyword research. This itself is a big task, and this is the first thing that you'll be doing as part of the search engine optimization. Now, coming to the keyword, one important thing is there are two types of queries that we have. Okay, that's short tail and long tail queries. So, what are short tail and long tail queries? Have you guys heard about this short tail and long tail queries? It's pretty easy to assume what it is based on your keying of query in any search engine. So basically, it's like this: you go to Google. Short tail query is something like this. Okay. Uh, we are doing this in the context of the parent assignment that I guess most of you would have attempted. So parent we said that is into parent teacher engagement, right? So it automates all this school diary process and all. So let's think about that user of parent, or rather the prospective customer or the target customer of parent who would be searching in internet for tools like that. So one would be online school diary. So we are assuming that a prospective customer, a parent or a teacher is looking for online options of managing school diary, through which the teacher and the parent can communicate to each other without having a physical diary through which messages are sent across. Now, this is an example of short tail query. You are giving a minimum set of words and expecting a results. And the words or the query that you are given is very generic. You're not talking about any variations. You're not talking about the geography. You're not talking about any particular flavor. You're giving a very generic query, which will obviously have huge number of results. Okay. This is called the short tail query. So you just look at here, you just have 3 words, that's all. Okay, very small query, that's short tail query. So it will be shorter, the queries will be very small, higher search volume. Basically, when you give a small query, what happens is that Google or the search engine would end up giving huge number of results, because whatever you've given is very generic. There is nothing to filter over there, and the intent is broad. That is, Google does not actually know what actually is your intent. Okay, where you would be going to, what sort of business you'll end up with, what sort of stuff, that is, what sort of products or service you might end up buying. Google does not know, or the search engine is not very clear about your intent. That is, your intent is very broad. Okay, so that is short tail query. Now, an example of long tail query would be a user searching for the same thing, but he explains it in a very well manner to the search engine, in the intention that he gets more specific results. Now, if you look for this query, there's how much would you read this? I think 2.4 million, right? It's 24 lakhs, I think. Yeah, we can assume it's 2.4 million results. Now I'm going to give a long tail query, wherein I am saying that online school diary system with transportation with the progress card, right? With progress monitoring in India. See, this is a long tail query wherein the user is giving the complete intent. He's saying that he is looking for an online school diary system and that too with the progress monitoring. He wants to see, he wants to have options of monitoring the progress of the child, and that too he's looking for in India. He's not looking across the world. He's not looking for stuff in Europe or US. He's looking for these systems in India. So the query is long. His intent is more clear and specific. It's specific intent. Now we are getting to know that this guy is in India and he wants to buy the system or use the system from India. And he also looks into online school diary system with added functionalities for progress monitoring. And just look at the results that we have. We just have 3.24 lakh results. Earlier we had around 2.4 million. That is 24 lakh. It was almost 10 times. So right now what has happened is that you are given a long tail query, you are given a longer query. While giving the longer query, Google understands that the intent is very specific and Google can easily come back with a smaller set of results. So this is the difference between long tail query and short tail query. Now the question is, when you work for a company like Parent, or when you do for that matter, when you do a search engine optimization for any organization, in the starting itself, for which query would you optimize? For which query would you align your SEO strategies? So any idea on that? Any thoughts on that? So repeat that question. You guys, I hope, understood the difference between short tail query and long tail query. In short tail query, basically the query that you type will be much shorter. It will use very less words, maybe 2 to 4 words. The results would be very high because since you gave a very broad query, that is, you did not filter anything, you just gave some generic words and you expect Google to come back with the results. And your intent is not clear over there. So that is short tail query. And second thing is long tail query, where the user is very clear on the intent. There are a lot of words and the search volume is much less. So given an opportunity of optimizing a website, and you need to select between these two queries, you need to think against which kind of queries that you need to optimize the website for. Which one would you go for? That is the question. Any thoughts on that? So over here, when you do the search engine optimization, you need to think in the perspective of a marketing professional. Okay, you're starting off with something, right? I gave one clue that you're doing a SEO for a brand that you're going to start up. Okay, it is not a brand which is existing. It is not a brand like you say Apple. You're not doing this for Apple computers. You are doing this for a brand which is starting up, which has just started and serving some customers and trying to build a loyalty among its customers and trying to pitch for new customers. So in this scenario, what would happen is that if you target the short tail queries, the problem is that there are higher search volume. You would end up competing with the bigger brands. You will not be able to create your niche. You will spend a lot of money optimizing for short tail query, but then you will never get the results because there are bigger brands out there who has the ability to spend more than what you can. They are much bigger brands, because of which what would happen is that whatever money and effort that you would spend would just drown off. Whatever effort that you put, even with those effort, your result, your page will not come up with the search result because it's overcrowded. Because there are a lot of people competing for that. Because when it is a shorter query, you have higher search volume, and within that search volume, you will have big brands, and the kind of money that they put into, you will not be able to reach anywhere. So the effort and money that you put on optimizing against short tail query would be wasted. Now coming to long tail query, what happens now is that you specifically know the customer. You are able to decide whether the customer would buy your product or not. Now considering the example that Parent High has got a school diary system with transportation, what I would suggest is that they should not optimize for queries like online school diary, because what would happen is that all the international brands across the world, would start competing and Parandai would draw. Now, Parandai being a system which has got progress monitoring and it is operating only in India, the best approach would be to optimize against a long tail query like online school diary system with progress monitoring in India. So they should start thinking about putting these keywords. What are the keywords over here? Online school diary system, and then progress monitoring or academic results monitoring. So these are words which are similar to progress monitoring, and then the keyword of India and major cities in India. So they have to do the search engine optimization based on these keywords, and they should not go behind the short tail keyword, which is more expensive. Okay. So yeah, so here we are giving the description like competition will be aggressive for short tail, easy to rank for branded items. If there are existing brands, it will be easy for them. That those guys will come up. Expensive and short tail is long term. That is one important point. Short tail optimization is very long term. You need to, if you're spending money, you need to do that for a very long term, like 1 or 2 years. Only then your brand would come up in the search result. Okay, it will take a lot of time. Whereas long tail, the one important thing is that searches of long tail are likely to convert. You know, the people who are giving long tail query, they are the customers, they are the prospective customers who exactly know what they want. They are not confused, they are not bargain hunters, they are not people who are just looking around. These are the guys who know exactly what they want, how much they are willing to pay. They have pretty much decided on a lot of factors that a customer goes through. So a lot of your lead conversion activities, a lot of effort that you put on lead conversion activity to convert the customer would have already gone through those psychological phases when he has already made up what to buy and not, where he has already cleared all his doubts and confusion, and he is clear on what he wants. Okay, so that's a point that searches of long tail queries are likely to convert. So it's better to target those people who are more clear on what they want. And obviously, the lesser competition, you have less competition over there and more targeted phrases, smaller budgets and quicker return on investments. Okay. So, any doubts on that between long tail and short tail queries? So, the next and final topic is the actual SEO measuring. Till now, we have not reached the measuring part of SEO. So, till now, we have been talking about certain other aspects of optimization that you have to take care, apart from the on-page and off-page optimization. Even after doing all these optimizations, what all stuff that you have to take care is what we discussed. Now, after doing the optimization, you have to get the results. Like you have been doing, you understood how search engines work. You do the optimization, and you understood the pitfalls on what all things to take care during and after optimization. Now you've done everything. Now you've done your job, and you're waiting for the results. What sort of results would you get? How do you measure your results? So KPIs are key performance indicators. So the three important performance indicators for SEO is ranking, traffic, and conversions. Okay. So the first one, the ranking is pretty obvious. All through this session, we have been telling that we need to optimize so that our website comes in the first 10 results of search engine results page, in the SERP page, that is the first page that the Google shows. In that 10 results, we want our website to come. Okay, so that was the whole intention of SEO. That was the whole intention of doing search engine optimization on your website. So obviously the KPI that we all have in our mind from the starting is ranking. Okay, so we need to understand whether we have improved in ranking or not. Now the question is, how do we measure ranking, or how do we know where do we, in the ranking, where do we stand? Because there are billions of web pages over there, and there would be millions of pages which are similar to your content in your domain. Now, who tells you that what is your rank? You cannot use. Can you use Google for that, or any search engine? Can you use that to understand where your rank is? Is it possible? Just think about that. So take the example of Paradise. They want to know how well they rank for this query. So they type in this query in Google and search whether their website is coming up. So in the first 10 results, it doesn't come up. So what do they do? Go to the next page. Is that so? Again, in the next page, obviously, it is not there. So what do you do now? You know that it does not come in the top 20. Go to the next one, then you'll understand that it does not come in the top 30. So like that, how much will you do? We have around 3.24 lakh results. So if you want to depend on Google to understand your ranking, you would have to go through each and every page and see where the website comes. And even after going through 3.24 lakh pages, you might find that it does not come up. So what do you do then? Who will you depend on to understand your ranking, the ranking of your website? So any thoughts on that? So there is this website or company called Alexa. Now this Alexa is a company owned by Amazon, which you know is a retailer, this world's biggest online retailer. Now what does Alexa do? This website Alexa, what it does is that it gives you the ranking. So what it actually does is it performs the work whatever Google or any search engine does, and instead of, it works other way around. Instead of taking a query and telling you which are the websites, it will take the query and the website and it will tell you how your website rank for this particular domain. It will give you a lot of statistics on the traffic analytics, etc. So using Alexa website, you can know where your website is ranking. So before doing search engine optimization, you can check in Alexa what is the rank of your website. So it will tell you your rank of the website is 10,000, 50,000, like that. It will be a huge number. Now, after doing the search engine optimization, after putting effort and money in on-page optimization and off-page optimization, and doing all this tweaking all this small stuff, generating content, maybe it will take a couple of weeks or maybe a month. After doing all this stuff, what you have to do is that you need to again come to Alexa and check the ranking of your website. Then you can see what is the new rank. If the earlier ranking was 50,000, now has it come from 50,000 to 20,000? If that is the case, your ranking has improved. If it remains in 50,000, whatever you have done has not had any major effect on the website ranking. So that's what basically you have to do. So that's the first measurement that you have to do. You have to understand whether your website rank has improved or not. And how do you check that? You can check it through this Alexa website. Okay. So Alexa will only tell you whether your ranking has improved or not. You need to record the ranking before SEO, and after performing SEO, you need to wait for a couple of weeks or a month and then check for the ranking. So with the new ranking, you will be able to understand whether your ranking improved or not. And there are a lot of statistics which Alexa shows over here, more related to the traffic. Okay. It will tell you at what time of the day the major visitors came. It will tell you across the geographies how your ranking stands. All the stuff it will tell you. Okay. Now, what about the second step? You know that you're not ranked well, or you know that you get the information that your ranking has gone down even after doing a lot of things in SEO. So how do you know where you have gone wrong, or how do you know where you have gone right? For that, again, there is a tool given by Alexa called Alexa Audit. Now, when you use Alexa Audit, a in addition to your ranking, it will also tell you what all tweaks you can do, what all additional stuff you can do on your website which can improve your ranking. It will specifically tell you which all things have gone wrong for you. So it's a paid service. Whereas Alexa.com, the ranking stuff is a free service. You can opt for it. The Alexa audit, wherein the system will tell you what exactly has gone wrong and how you can correct it. It's a paid service. You need to give money for that. So by using Alexa and Alexa audit, you will be able to understand what your ranking is, and you will also be able to understand what has gone right and what has gone wrong. Okay. So that is the ranking part. Now the big question, is ranking enough? Is that the end goal of SEO? Because at the starting we said that SEO is all about search engine optimization and making sure that your website comes in the top 10 results of the search engine results page. Now, doing the ranking, you measure ranking using Alexa and you understand what has gone wrong using Alexa audit. You again do the search engine optimization and you deliver the result saying that your ranking has improved. Now, is that all? Is your job done? Or is there anything more to it? Now, in the technical perspective, as an SEO, you have completed your job. But whenever you do any job for any organization, what you have to think about is the impact. Have you created the necessary impact for the organization? The real intent or the consideration of the organization is not just to increase the ranking so that it comes in the first 10 results. The actual point that the organization is trying to attain or achieve is that they need to make money. And how do they get money? In this business, they need to get more people. They need to get more people in the website, and in the internet business, after getting the traffic, they need to have proper conversion. Merely people coming and visiting the website is not enough. They need to get these people converted as a paid customer. So we need to also measure the traffic. There is a number of people coming to the website. Plus, we also need to measure the conversions. Now over here, the SEO would not be able to do anything significantly. But as a search engine optimization consultant, it's up to you to measure these two parameters. That is the traffic which is coming due to the improved ranking and the conversions which are happening on top of the increased traffic. So when numbers don't match, it's up to you to tell them what exactly might have happened. Even after doing all the research in keywords, you understand the customer, and then based on these keywords, you do the optimization and you improve the ranking for those keywords. Then people searching for those keywords are coming to your website. That is, the traffic has improved. Now, even after improving the traffic, why the conversions have not happened? For that, you're not liable to that. Even if you're not liable to that event, you have to come up with the answers. You need to give the pointers. Maybe the keywords against which you did the optimization was not appropriate. It was not covering all the aspects of the prospective customer that you are targeting. Or there might be a number of reasons like that which you have to think about. Now, there are different tools that you can use to check the traffic and the conversion. So the traffic is nothing but the people, the number of users which reaches your website. So there are simple utilities which you can count the number of users. Your HTML or the web design developers would be aware of that, and you can know, like even if the traffic is from the same IP address between different users, guest users, all those things can be tracked. Basically, there are efficient ways of understanding how many users you have got and which part of the day the number of users came. And to an extent, this traffic information analytics is provided by Alexa as a paid service. Okay. And the final thing is the conversion. So you get the better ranking, you also get a better traffic. And at the end, you need to work with the business and see what is the conversion rate. How much people, like initially your ranking might be 50,000 and your traffic might be 100 people coming per day. Now your ranking has improved from 50,000 to 10,000 and your traffic has improved from 100 to 5,000. But still, the early conversion rate might be 1%. Like out of 100 people, you are getting 1% converted. But then again, when you get improved traffic, like 5,000, your conversion rate has gone down to like 0.1%. Then what is happening? You are attracting the wrong crowd, maybe. Maybe you are attracting the wrong crowd. Or whatever people are coming here, they are not satisfied with your products or service and they're not signing it up. So, what are the problems here? Is it because your product or service is more expensive, wherein you have competition providing the same level of service and features at a much lesser cost? Is it because of that? You'll have to put out these thoughts and do a brainstorming with your business team. Okay. So as I said earlier, your primary aim is to improve ranking. But even after improving ranking, if you don't, uh, if that doesn't lead to the subsequent goals, that is improved traffic and improved conversion, then even though you're not directly liable for that, you need to be part of that discussion and give pointers to business as to why it might have happened. And once you figure out the reason why it might have happened, you need to come up with the suggestions or points of improvement. Okay. So these are, yeah, that's about the measuring part. Any questions over there? Any questions, any thoughts over there, any doubts we can clarify? Good. So till now we have seen how search engines work and how you can do the optimization, and finally we also saw how you can measure the results, because merely doing the work is not conclusive. In search engine optimization, just like any marketing job, we need to we need to track the results and tweak our efforts so that we are more aligned to the final goal. Okay. Now the final thing is the search engine changes. Now most of the optimization techniques that we have learned till now are very specific to the time and the search engine that we are optimizing it against. Now, when I say time, 2 years from now or 3 years from now, maybe most of the things that we have discussed now, except for the high level concept, the implementation part, like what I said is that for duplicate content, we can have 301 redirect, canonicalization, etc., meta tags, etc. Now, maybe in a matter of 2 3 years, everything might change. You don't know, because Google might change its algorithm, and based on the changes in the algorithm of Google, you might have to update from your side. Okay, so the two important changes that Google has done earlier is the Panda update and the Penguin update. You don't need to be completely aware of these things, but why we are pointing this important points here is you need to look out for that. When you are practicing as an SEO consultant, you need to look out for what all are the updates given by Google. Is there any major update that Google is doing in this algorithm which might affect your SEO stuff? Because you might have given some advices and your company would have, your customer would have done that and they're getting great results, things are going fine. All of a sudden, Google changes its rules. Then you should be aware of that and you should quickly adapt to the new rules. Okay. So in the Panda update, this was developed by a Google engineer called Navneet Panda. It's an Indian surname, Panda. It's not the panda animal. So in this, I guess they have given major updates to understand the user reviews. So whatever user reviews people post in different websites, Google developed better intelligence to understand the context of the review and the quality of the review. So based on the different parameters, Google is now able to understand whether it's a fake review or whether what is the actual mood in that review, whether it's positive or negative, etc. So this update was more impactful for review sites and retailers, restaurant sites, etc. So there are other updates again called the Penguin update and not provided analytics. So all these are different updates. So the point over here is that we need to be aware of such updates happening even in the future. Because if you're not aware, the advice that you're given to your customers might become obsolete, or it can even become it can backfire. It can be wrong advices. Okay, so there is no absolute truth over here. You have to always be in sync with what Google is doing. Okay, so that's all from my side. Any doubts, let me know. For your assignment, I guess no one had reached out to me, so I assume that you guys were good with the assignment. You guys were able to submit it. I think I checked the website and I saw that uh, yeah, for the first assignment I see 20 out of 23 has submitted, and for the second assignment I guess some 10 people, 12 people have submitted. I'll be grading that. The remaining people also please submit it as early as possible. There might be some penalty for late submission, but that's fine. At least you will get to know what works and what doesn't work. Okay. And I let Ashish know that whether we will have a fourth session next weekend, because if this assignment 2 requires a discussion based on my review, we will have a session next week. Otherwise, we won't be meeting. This would be the last session. So I'll discuss with Ashish and I'll ask Ashish to send to inform you guys about that. Okay. So any doubts, guys? Anything extra to discuss? Feel free to let me know. Anything to discuss now? Okay, Chandrasekhar has a question. What is the process of increasing traffic in our website? Now, if you talk about increasing traffic in our website, there are different methods. But if we come to the SEO part, what should ideally happen is that with increased ranking. So with increased ranking, what should ideally happen is your website should come up in the search result page. So once your website comes up in the first 10 search result page, and your meta description, whatever description that you're giving in the first page, in the below your URL, whatever meta description that you give in the below the URL, based on that, the user should be enticed to click on the link. That's how you improve the traffic. Okay. So just think about this user. Just think about this person who is searching for something. Best photographers in Bangalore. Now, I think this, GK Whale. Now, in the top 10 results, GK Whale has come up. Now, when I look here as a human user, we first see the URL over here, GK Whale Best Candidate Photography, and then it also gives the meta description, known as the best and the most professional candidate wedding photographers. Okay, so just by looking at this meta description and the link, the user will take a decision on whether to click or not. So the only option that the SEO, in the SEO perspective, when you ask me how to improve traffic, the only two options that I have is that improve the ranking so that it comes in the first 10 page. Second, give a better or very good meta description and link description, which is enticing for the user to click. So only once you click, you land into the website. Only in that way you can improve the traffic. So in the SEO perspective, if you ask me, in what all ways you can improve the traffic, the only two ways that you can do is by improving the ranking so that it comes in the first 10 results. Also by giving enticing words and description in the meta description so that the user is forced or inspired to click on the link and see what is there in the website. These are the only two things that he can do. Now, if you take this as a generic question on how to increase the traffic in our website, how to make sure that more people come into our website, there are other ways. there are other ways where you can do the digital marketing. Maybe you can put up a Facebook page. You can pay Facebook and go for a paid Facebook page and give advertisement about you. Now, if you're talking about GK Whale, go to Facebook and set up a GK Whale site over there and give all the description, and over there give links to your homepage describing what are things GK Whale are doing, some events that GK Whale is doing, some photography competition, etc. So once you do such activities in social media, that too would drive traffic to your website. But strictly speaking, in the search engine optimization domain, then the only way that you can do is improve ranking, give better words in meta description. Okay, is that clear? Yeah, Chandrasekhar, go on. Okay. So what exactly you mean by saying that some keywords are ranking on second page? Is it that the even after doing search engine optimization, your website is coming up in the second page of the results? Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a problem. So in that case, there is nothing specific that you can do to improve traffic. But first thing that the important thing that you have to do is that it has to come into the first page. So basically, the queries that you are, what you need to check for what all keywords that you're optimized for, and you'll have to put more content for that keyword. So basically, if you talk about this photography stuff, now GK Whale was able to come up in the first set because GK Whale will be having more pages than the other websites. So it's important that you build up enough content. Say if you're having a website with 10 pages which is talking about photography and which has got all these keywords on best photography, wedding photography, child photography in Bangalore, you have some 10 pages, you will still lose out to another website which is having maybe 30 or 40 pages, because the more content you have, the better your ranking would be, and the better ranking you get, the chances are that you will get into the first 10 result, and if you get into the first 10 result, there is an improved chance of getting more traffic, because in 98% of the cases, the Google users will not go to the second page. They will only come to the first page, and the moment they see all these 10 results, they might either they might either click on one of these 10 results, or they might change the search query. Only in 2% cases they actually go to the second page. So that is one big issue wherein it's a winner gets all scenario wherein you have to come into the first 10 pages. And to come into the first 10 pages, you need to have enough pages. You need to have enough pages within your website domain. So what one thing you can do, Chandrasekhar, is that analyze the website which are coming in the first 10 results, that is, which is coming in the first page. Those are the websites which have better rank than you. Analyze the website and check what is the content that website has got, which is better than you. Are they using better words? Are they using more images? Or are they having more volume of content across different pages? Also check how they are linked to other popular websites. Are they having lot of backlinking from reputed websites? You might have to check all these factors and improve the ranking. Only after improve the ranking you will get better traffic. In your particular scenario, I don't think you can improve the traffic by remaining in the second page. You have to move it to the first page. Is that clear, Chandrasekhar? Okay, great guys. So, any more questions on this SEO part or any doubts on the concepts, etc.? I have one website keyword. I have not tracking it. Oh, okay, okay. So you still have a website which comes in the second page, or which does not come in the first page, but there is a lot of traffic. Okay, okay. But are you sure that it doesn't come in the? One question is that are you sure that it doesn't come in the first page for different search queries? What I'm thinking is that there might be other search queries for which your website is coming. That is one aspect. Another aspect is apart from the search engine part, how popular you are in the social media, in Facebook and in other social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So you might be popular over there. People might be coming from those URLs. So what I would suggest is that if you use this Alexa audit, the paid service of Alexa, you would get to know more details, more data on the traffic as to what time of the day this traffic is coming, which geography the traffic is coming, and from which all URLs or which all other websites the traffic is coming. So if you check, I suspect that your traffic would be more coming from other websites rather than search engines. You might want to check that. Okay. So you try that and let me know. You can reach out to me in my email and WhatsApp number. We can discuss on this. Actually, it's an interesting scenario that you have told me now. So we can discuss this further if you're interested. But please check with Alexa audit and let's see how it goes through. Oh, okay, okay. And does it, you use the paid service? Did you do that? Okay. So does it tell you about the different sources for your traffic? Okay. Hmm. So in that case, we'll have to investigate this further. Only then we'll be able to find out what all might be happening there. Okay. You just reach out to me by email. We'll discuss that and we'll see. This is my email ID. Okay. Okay, guys. Anything else? Okay, guys. So it was nice working with you guys. So I'll go to the assignment. I'll let you know whether we'll meet next week. Also, keep in touch. Any queries, reach out to me. We can discuss that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.